Welcome to your monthly Air Tribe report. This is the Peace Dealer. We're going to talk about the mind of the zodiac, where we live our word. Because I could put my life behind and on everything I do. I'm not afraid to put my life on and behind what I say, even if people don't believe or see it. At least I'm giving you my word, no matter how valuable it is. Shout out to those of you who put everything you do on your word and who actually are the living expression of what you do. Ooh. When anybody tells you, oh, you don't live what you do, tell them to put that on their life and watch how they do everything but that. That's the level we at, okay? It's nothing. Put it on God, put it on life, put it on everything. Oh, he put that on everything? Yes, he did. That's it. Let people talk. We will demonstrate with the explanation. But this has been actually a fun exercise I've seen people do, and I want you to practice it too. It's a Saturnian principle, standing in integrity, where it's effectively you betting on yourself. So what you'll find is people stand behind their own philosophies and beliefs, but when it comes time to actually put it to the test, most people fold. You know, ask when somebody confronts your integrity, tell them to put it on their life, and watch them make every excuse. Watch them pivot to taking their frustration out on you, ad hominems, just insulting you, everything but putting it on their life. That's a sign that you're standing in it. And should they actually put it on it, they gave you their word. And you can see what happens as a result. Fold like origami, boy. They start squirming. They start making excuses. I don't have to put it on my life. I already told you, then put it on your life then. Then put it on your life then. Seriously, I've seen people just fold immediately and try and act like, oh, screw it. A certain someone blocked me because I told him, put it on your life, son. He didn't want to do that. You got that's what it is. Word is bomb, baby. So Gemini, let them get mad, but let them put that on their life too. It's not that deep. Put it on your life. Put that on something. Put that on something, please. The moment you put that on something, you're like, I stand corrected. See, you gave me your word. I could do so much with that. You're right. All right, that's it. Don't let anybody tell you what's up. They didn't put that on something. That's it. We got money too. I got some XRP. We can put 1 or 2 racks. We can put 1, 2, or 3 racks on it. What's up? Tell them put their money where their mouth is. Put it on your Pokemon collection right now. Give me all your rare cards. That's it. That's it. And watch how they just fold. Watch how their true self comes out. That being said, you have the people on this planet who do put that on stuff. In fact, some people put it on their mom and everything, knowing that they're lying. Be very careful about these people. Be very careful about these people. Don't do this to someone who, before you did it, you already saw them put it on everything. They're reckless. They don't care about their life. It is what it is. Just use discernment. Know when to use this, okay? But yeah, son, Gemini, rising sun, Libra, rising sun, Aquarius, rising sun, natal chart, progress chart. We're gonna get into this, all right? We doing this thing. Just put a ban on XRP myself. Let's go. Let's go. Let go. Shout out to y'all on Instagram. We see you. Libra gang enjoys y'all evening. Shout out to Soul the Airbender. So yeah, y'all. as we illuminate this Aries season for air signs, I just want to congratulate the air signs. Gemini, you exemplified evolution with, of course, Jupiter, Richie Rams. Libra, you have finished your South Node tour, assisting Aries in unlocking new power, a new innovative and individual direction that involves self-healing. The whole North Node Aries passage that now it's in Pisces, the whole point of that was self-healing against jealous motherfuckers talking shit because they're mad they can't manipulate you. So you stand in that authenticity. But really what Chiron is USA. USA, I want to smack this bitch so much right now. USA. And you have not allowed yourself to devolve into that lower level, okay, of back and forths. Now, if you're like me, you're very petty and you devolved yourself as much as possible. You made sure to get down on their level and even lower than their level. You made sure that if they went low, you went far lower. And I wouldn't necessarily recommend that to anyone who respects themselves. I wouldn't do that. Me, I don't give a fuck. You gonna be petty, I'm gonna be petty. It is what it is. It is what it is. And then we have Aquarius enacting this 20-year awakening cycle. All right, which is very, very fruitful, as much as it is terrifying. If you think of innovation of artificial intelligence, robot technology, and celestial beings who are quite literally awakening their supernatural potential in front of your face. Guys, we don't have time. Guys, we don't have time. The Aquarians are awakening. And they're giving us signs too. The same Kevin Gates that was like, oh yeah, I put my hand on her battery and it was dead and I charged it and I said, speak nothing of it. It's the same Kevin Gates who said, oh yeah, there's a monk who he walked up to me. He's like, I don't even normally talk, but your energy is on fleek. And people were looking at Kevin Gates like he was lying. And I'm trying to tell you, they're not lying. They're aliens. They exist. Every Aquarius will attest in the chat right now. Stuff like this happens to them like twice, 3 times, 4 times a week. Motherfuckers just walking up to them randomly. I like your energy, man. I don't even normally do this. What's good, man? And these motherfuckers just be acting like they don't know. Like, what? You like my energy? Really? Like, this is the level of diabolical we are dealing with. Aries risings, you count as well. Okay, these motherfuckers are awakening. We only have 20 years, god damn it. Oh my God. All right, never mind. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. A whole new era of fucker. I mean, innovation and enlightenment and peace. So the Uranus transit that is Aquarius's ruler is going to go into Gemini. Let me make sense of what that means. I'm kind of low-key snitching on the fact that celestial extra dimensional influences are awakening, and that there's some people on this planet who are directly connected to Aquarius, whether being born in Aquarius season or they have an aqua moon, which is really weird, or aqua rising, which is equally as weird, supernatural. These motherfuckers are awakening. Okay, think that up until this point they've been in a dormant state of their consciousness, and now all that shit is just okay. So like, it's not that this has to be terrifying, but the ruler of this Aquarian celestial federation, right, is Uranus. Uranus has landed its spaceship on Earth. And when it goes into Gemini, it's like their scouter is going to kind of go through the Geminis and express their message of takeover. So this is where this is where we're going to see innovation of technology and all sorts of progression in humanity that hopefully won't involve subjugation of the entire human species by awakening vampires and just extra dimensional beings that have decided to awaken in human bodies, especially because they have procreated with human beings like Nephilim did back in the day. And now we have a lot of hybrids walking amongst us, which is totally not terrifying, as if they have latent DNA that's getting ready to awaken and probably just take over everything. Thank God I'm just crazy. So we can just attribute this to nonsense. Unless it's true, then we may already be fucked. Anyway, I'm going to start with Gemini. Yes. Gemini, sun, moon, rising, progressed. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? Okay. This is Very opportune. Aries season marks the rewards for an entire year of evolution and expansion. Okay. Gemini, you're going to be reminded why we say Aries is the homie. If you know anything about Aries, Taurus, and Gemini psychology, Aries and Gemini are the original best friends. Okay. Aries' best friend is Aquarius, but given that Aquarius are celestial tricksters and aliens, they don't motherfucking count. Just like Steph Curry, who can literally shoot a half-court shot and miss, and nobody really gives a fuck, because that shit was kind of legendary. Like, he curved the ball, and it was so close to the basket, it doesn't matter. That's just the diabolical nature of Pisces. So Aquarius really doesn't count. But Gemini and Aries have a natural, loyal connection. All right, when you think of the solid Gemini Aries connection that exists, I want you to think of Quavo and Takeoff. Okay, I want you to think of Kanye West and Consequence. Everyone turned their back on Kanye West. Consequence has still been in Gemini's right corner. All right, sometimes you need an objective influence like Aries, because Gemini, we are just going to say a lot of shit, but Aries is right there. Aries can be like, no, he crazy, but he know what he's talking about. And this is the connection that we need, which is solid. It's loyal. It's infinity links. It is grounded and rooted in loyalty. Okay, it is what it is. Beta, alpha, psi, theta. The truth is still the truth. Hate on it if you want. Put that on everything. What's up? Cool. So, yeah. You've spent an entire year leveling up. This is not necessarily debate. This is based off of what I'm projecting for Cancer. Cancer, we're going to talk about how there is a tidal wave and tsunami that's receding back coming into Gemini season, and you're going to start a brand new wave and you're going to drown everyone. It's like, the example of this is if Elon Musk has lost 80 billion, he might end the year up like 175 billion. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to see this with all Cancer risings, Cancer suns. You're going to be losing money and resources because the tidal wave of tsunami is receding back before it just, everything you're losing up until the summer, you're going to gain back. This is a very important warning for Cancer during a Gemini transit. That's crazy. Everything you're losing now, you're going to get back and more. People are going to be so mad because people are preying on your downfall right now. And they're going to be so fucking mad to realize, bitch, I'm still up. Ha! You motherfuckers thought I would fail. People understand this happened last year with Gemini. What's happening with Cancer this year happened last year with Gemini. Gemini was in this position last year. When is he going to drop? When is he going to drop? He's not going to drop anything. He's not going to respond, right? Nobody thought Trump would win the elections. They tried to drop him in real life. People thought that the shooting was fake. And look what happened the later end of the year. We don't have to talk about it. You were there. You know. Gemini proved undeniably without a fact that they are like that. Gemini proved they are like that. Okay? It also proved it is a little crazy and a bit of a madman. You gotta stay out there with don't rap against Gemini ever. Please. Leave Gemini alone. Just leave Gemini be. Let Gemini be whatever. It is what it is. Gemini came through, corrected statuses, signed a few executive orders, and all of a sudden magic happened. All of a sudden you started to see men who were in women's prisons and bathrooms. They're no longer able to be there. It was true magic. Change had happened immediately, and Gemini just leveled up everything for better and for worse, because we're mutable. It's not just going to be good. It's like those twins. First they're sweet, then they're sour. Yes, the sour one is coming. Don't worry. But other than that, this individual air sign, we knew he was going to win. That's facts. This individual air sign, okay, has established a new frontier of expanding communication. The whole purpose of the Jupiter Gemini was to just shift the energy. The previous energy we had, dethroning certain records, and I do mean records. You know, we've seen this with musically, and then we've seen this in the polls, like you know, record numbers of popular votes. And I'm just using those two as an example. It's not just specific to Gemini suns. Everywhere where you have Gemini in your chart, this happened. This has happened expressed through all that. Gemini moon, your soul evolved, Gemini rising, you kicked off a brand new cycle, sun, especially Gemini rising progressed. So this is a wonderful time because once it goes into Cancer, you're going to expand liquidity. So think about the Gemini president right now who is about to be responsible for one of the biggest wealth transfers ever. And Jupiter is going to be in Cancer of liquidity of his second house of finances. And guess this, the United States is a Cancer. So we have to actually do a special episode doing a Jupiter transit over the United States chart. This year is going to initiate a new cycle of expansion over the next 12 years of the country. And it just so happens that it just dropped its first USD1 coin, amongst other things, for better or for worse. I'm not saying that this means everything's going to be good. It could facilitate a crash, lead to war. It could facilitate more money than everyone's ever had. We're going to see, but that's just the important thing to know. So yeah, Gemini, we have undeniably leveled the fuck up. We've begun another cycle of leveling up, extending off of Aries and Taurus's level up, right? This portion of Aries level up is their expression. Taurus is leveling up their money. Gemini, you're leveling up yourself. And the reason why this is significant, the last 12 years we did this was 2012. We're back again, okay? And now with the sun in Aries, okay, the new moon cycle we're going to kick off, your relationship to Aries, like I said, that's the homie. So you have expanded your being, and now the space where you belonged before, that houses your authenticity. The science of the Aries 11th house is belonging with those who are authentic to you. This isn't necessarily like Aries or Pisces, whose 11th houses are Aquarius and Capricorn, respectively. They have universal connections all over the world, right? One individual of Aries could know literally everyone all over the world. It's not limited to just a sign, but that's the archetype, okay? Gemini, you are the very first sign, all right, of 4 signs: Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. These are the only 4 signs in the zodiac whose space of belonging and friendships are by nature individual. So it means they individually connect with friends in a way that's a lot more personal and one-on-one, right? Virgo, the hermit, their best friend is the homebody. Does it make sense that a hermit, Virgo's best friend is Cancer? Does it make sense that Virgo, the hermit, a hermit's best friend would be a homebody, right? I'm just saying. So like Gemini having the Aries 11th house represents your ability to be your own team, because even when you're alone, you're still representing your team. From experience, especially Gemini risings, you can confirm this with me. 2010 to 2018, with Uranus and Aries, the type of friends who I attracted were warriors, savages, drug dealers. Like they were raw. They were raw. Like they were fighters. Like it's interesting. Like Gemini's 11th house of Aries is going to attract more of the, I don't want to say savage, but original characters, authenticity. That doesn't mean they have to be that, right? It just means that no matter what their zodiac sign is, the nature of your friendships are going to be raw because you're unadulterated truth. And Aries is a savage. It's such a good friendship. We're unfiltered. Who's the opposite of this friendship? Sagittarius and Libra. Okay. Libra, Sagittarius's best friend are the classy artists, the snobs who are like, our art is better than yours. We're not like Aries who just put it on the track and just recorded the garbage. And then Sag is, yeah, we're like the best. Like they're totally bougie. All right, like they're on the other end. We're the raw side of things. Okay, just and don't get it twisted. They got fashion too. That's Kanye West and Pharrell Williams. So there's that side of things. But I just wanted to show you the difference. Okay. So with that being said, now that we've kind of established these principles, the sun is going to make a 300-degree angle at 15 degrees Aries to Jupiter. That angle is going to be you actively shifting into rewards. You spent a whole year evolving. So now the space that you belong and that people belong to you, you're going to start connecting with people who have aligned with your level of evolution. So the people who haven't caught up are just they're gonna be left by the wayside. Like it is what it is. Like we moving forward. Like we're not falling back for anybody. And this new moon in Aries represents establishing new friendships. It's the application of everything you believe you are meant to achieve. This whole Pisces retrograde is you coming into the realization of your greatest success. And for some of you, that's through going through your greatest failure. I feel like Kanye West with this Pisces moon, Kendrick Lamar and Kanye West are really the best examples of this because you're seeing the polarity. You're seeing Kendrick who's being hated and loved, but like, you know, chosen by the culture to represent this victory. And then you're seeing Ye go in this full-on villain arc, doing social experiments just to let you know I can say whatever the fuck I want and I'm going to keep my billions of dollars. Oh, here's a classic album for you, bitch. Bully. After I bullied everyone. I'm not excusing his behavior. I'm showing you how in the 10th house of legacy, Pisces, what is the reputation he's coming across? Everyone is feeling like his actions have ruined his legacy. But then you have people who are, you have literal headlines that are saying, as much as we regret to tell you this, we don't like Ye, but his new album is pretty good. And what did he tell you since 2006? They say your attitude determines your latitude. I'm high as a motherfucker, fly as a motherfucker, but still a motherfucker you love to hate, but can't because you love what I make. Now, ain't that about a bitch? And I'ma talk shit until I'm out of hits. He's been doing what he's been saying he's going to do since 2006. 2006 was where Saturn had entered Leo before it went into Virgo. So this is complete fulfillment with Saturn. I know the whole verse. Okay? It is what it is. Now, ain't that about a bitch? And I'ma talk shit until I'm out of hits. They claim I ain't deep. They want to turn their speakers up. They claim I ain't deep enough. All that talking I feed off of. Keep it up. I relax when my feet is up. I'm leaving you haters like when Shaq left the Lakers just to heat it up. I say the stats and stuff. I don't need a front. Make my history every day. I don't need a month. The survey says by the streets of court and Kanye just important as Michael Jordan was to the NBA when he was scoring. Ralph Lauren was boring before I wore him. And yo, that is my favorite hip hop verse of all time. And Rhyme Fest 2 verses after. Like if they ever ask me spit your favorite verse of rap, boom, that right there, that's it. Classic, timeless. Hate on it if you want. I am biased with Gemini. What? Why? Why would you tell? This is crazy. So, I mean, I just wanted to really spit that though, just to that verse is quintessentially Gemini. That's the one reason why I really fuck with it. But yeah, it's interesting to see this come back. This track was off of a song called Brand New by Rhymefest. Brand new. classic track, class on the classic album. So yeah, yo, it's good to see the polarity there. And if you understand that the whole point of legacy is this Saturnian completion that's bringing in a new cycle, then the application of now with the eclipse we had, everything you're destined to achieve, that's what's happening right now. This whole mutable chapter isn't what's going to happen. It is a current active experiencing of the fog lifting from what everything you dreamed is occurring. So now the natural next step, right, is for you to move forward with individuals who are raw and authentic, who align with this dream. We call this rewards from career. We call this your hopes and wishes coming true. It's important for you to understand the actions you're taking are reflecting these achievements. So it's very interesting because this is also the activation point of a whole new season and year. And just like Cancer, and I would even say Taurus, Aries starts off for you in a concluding sense. So that's something to keep in mind. The new moon is going to activate this cycle, and by the full moon, you're going to understand how to leverage your talents socially in order to, of course, harvest who in your corner supports that. And all of this is going to prepare for the summer, which is going to splash a whole new wave of liquidity. So Aries is going to influence who you're doing that with. All right. But yeah, congratulations. This is going to be highly rewarding. And with Venus and Mercury retrograding into Pisces, now that you're connecting with the right people, it's going to reevaluate what you believe you can achieve, because things that weren't possible, you're making possible for people and they're making possible for you. And now we're reevaluating, and then boom, we move forward. And yes, this applies most accurately to a progressed rising in Gemini. I dare say it's more accurate than the natal, because the natal will create an extension. The progressed is what it is right now. It's the extension of your natal. So beautiful question. Next, we're going to do Libra. All right. Libra, this is definitely a very powerful dynamic for you, simply off of the fact that this Aries season diametrically opposes you. And over the next 2 years, you are going to be at war. The Reaper is here for Aries and you. Okay. Okay. This is a consolidation of karma of every action you've taken through 7-year cycles since 2010. Yeah. Yeah. Since 2010. So Libra, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Every Libra rising, I think it'll be different, and Libra moon, but every Libra is like Kim Kardashian right now. And people are waiting to cancel you. People are waiting to just find any, like you've been famous for too long. You've been charming for too long. And now people are just, people have been trying to, but now they're just trying to do whatever. Okay. And they're always waiting, but now they're going to really push forward to really get at you. Okay. And Libra, I never thought I would have to say this. Okay. But protect Libra at all costs, because now this is where it gets serious. Libra, I need you to tap Virgo on the side and look at what they're going through. Look at the struggle and the war that is happening around them. where Virgo is really in these streets. Virgo is really out here. And Libra, you're the activist. So a Saturn opposition could be individual agents who are tasked in to sabotage your activist movements. This is Aries' revenge arc, okay? Because back in 2010, Aries was going through what they're about to put you through, okay? And you did kind of shit on Aries from 2010 to 2012, but we don't have to talk about that. But you know, I just need to really put this into perspective. When Saturn was opposite the sun in Cancer, it was getting at cancers. Pop Smoke died when Saturn was exactly opposite his sun. Later on, a couple of years later, Young Dolph died when Saturn was opposite his sun. And now it's important that I distinct, they didn't just die, they got murdered. Okay. And then Saturn opposed Virgo. All right. Remember, Young Dolph got killed. Pop Smoke got killed when Saturn was opposite his sun. Young Dolph got killed when Saturn was opposite his sun. Teddy Ray was found in a pool dead and none of this is funny. When Saturn was opposite his sun. Young Thug got locked up when Saturn was opposite his sun. Tory Lanez is still in jail and got locked up when Saturn was opposite his sun. Then Saturn went into Pisces. Young Thug is now out of prison, okay? But then Diddy's in prison now. Who has the Virgo moon? Cam, not even making this shit up. Sneeko has been labeled a grifter and his further line canceled. Like, they're coming at Virgos now. This isn't necessarily all bad, right? It's not saying that this Saturn opposition makes you stronger, and if you survive it, when you get through it, it also brings completion, right? I'm not saying that all they did was go bad, but I'm giving you the gravity of this. It's not just your regular opposition. When Saturn was in Sagittarius opposite Gemini, all the beefs that I had on this channel happened during that Saturn opposition, where I had to show what I was made of and show y'all nobody fucks with me on this channel. And I will clap back with facts and truth. Like, and that's the Saturn opposition. Like, I didn't have a choice. Like, I was having to address people who were lying on my name on higher platforms, and I had death threats coming to me. Like, that's a Saturn opposition. It's not a joke. Virgo's going through it right now, and the reason why it sucks for Virgo, it went over Gemini to shut people up. It went over Leo so that the performer who like actually evokes people's hearts, it's like putting a gun in front of a lion. And now if it goes through Virgo, no one's going to have facts anymore. Virgo is defeated. And if we don't have facts, this collapses the structure of law. And Libra, you're the last superhero left. So like, should you be defeated, we're going to step into an age of anarchy and lawlessness. And Libra, buckle up, because like this is the last Aries season that you're going to have to prepare for the savagery that's coming your way. And the reason why I definitely want to highlight this is from experience. Ever since I started reading, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it won't be opposite Aquarius until like 2034, 2035, 2036. But yeah, you know, since 2012 and mainly 2014 reading charts, the 2010 to 2018 period, Uranus was in Aries. And every time I did readings with Libra rising and Libra sun, predictably, I would make sure I ask, hey, Uranus is in Aries. Are you coming into a resurgence, or that's not the word. Are you meeting a lot of crazy fucking people more than normal? And every single one of them, this is important because over that 8-year span, I've spoken to a multitude of Libra representatives, and every single one of them interrupted me and was like, "Peace dealer, you have no idea. They're insane." And I'm like, yes, that's crazy. Look, It's going to go into Taurus, and then it's going to be Scorpio's problem. Scorpio will have to deal with it, and who knows what they'll have to deal with, like getting canceled, being labeled a pedophile, being labeled this. So you'll be okay, Libra. Just let it go into Taurus. And sure enough, okay, Sagittarius, you're next. It's going to go into Gemini. I don't know what to say. So, like, listen, that was Uranus. Saturn is the Reaper. Okay, you need to move completely on point. That's why all the Libra gangsters, they're getting their sentences now. Okay? Like NBA Youngboy, Libra has an affinity with the law. So if you wonder why they get shorter sentences, it's because Leo has good lawyers, Libra has good lawyers, and then once you get to like Scorpio money, Scorpio and Sag money give you the best lawyers on the planet. And then once you have like Jeff Bezos money, this is just different. Everything after like Libra, their lawyers are just phenomenal. ASAP Rocky beat the trial. So we're going to use them as an example because this is pre-sentencing before Saturn goes opposite y'all and you serve your time, which doesn't have to involve jail time, right? But I'm going to say that. For example, I'm not going to predict the outcome of the case. I'm not going to speak on the case, but Lil Durk is in jail awaiting trial for murder for hire plot. Okay, and people are saying that, you know what I'm saying, he's in trouble. He's going to go to jail. It's over for him. Okay, and I need you guys to understand. Don't think that this is that much different from Young Thug, who when Saturn was opposite his sign, he was on trial for a RICO and a murder for hire. And they had the evidence and everyone was saying he's going to go to jail. He's not going to get out of prison. Like, we vividly remember this. Many people said he was cooked. It was over for him. They have all the evidence. They said this for YMW Melly before he got a mysterious mistrial, but they definitely said this for Young Thug. Let's just be clear. The same Young Thug who is out of prison right now. So I'm just be mindful. Be mindful. We've seen this already. That doesn't mean that he's not going to go to prison. These are entirely different trials. These are two states, right? Tory Lanez went to prison. R. Kelly went to prison. So I'm not saying that, right? But just keep that in mind. Be mindful of how what people say is subject to change. All right. And this opposition, what I think is Kronos saw that, okay, Leo has done enough time, get him out of jail, right? Like, it's a correctional thing. For that 17-year cycle, you're just serving your time. You're going to hold other people accountable. They're going to hold you accountable. But the reason why that's tricky is as it goes through Taurus, your 8th house, it's like spiritual war. So the 7th, 8th house is people trying you. Just like I told you when Saturn was opposite my sun, people were trying me and I had to show you we really rock with Archangel Michael over here. Like, it ain't no joke. But like, it's cool. People are going to be trying you more than Uranus did, just for a shorter period of time. So now that it is functioning out of Pisces, this is what is unlocking your dream life. Saturn going through your 6th house is a correctional facility. It is a correctional testing of your behavior. Any of you with addictions, any of you that have any addictive habits, you're going to be forced to get right with it, even if you have to be put in therapy or whatever, because you need to be prepared for this opposition. Libra, a lot of people are jealous of you. And like, and this is also karma. So anything you've done to other people, they're going to get their get back on you for good or for worse. And that doesn't mean that you're going to be got back. Knowing this, you can stay prepared so that you don't get caught lacking. Okay, cool. So that being said, and I'm not, when I say get caught lacking, I mean this as mundane as the workplace environment, where you could literally be a car mechanic and the other mechanics are hating on you because they know you're about to get a promotion. So you're making sure you're moving fully right at your job, because if you make even one mistake that anyone else will get a slap on the wrist for, they're going to use that as the reason. That's what it's like to go with the Saturn opposition. It's an integrity check. So it's cool. You've unlocked your dream life. And that doesn't have to look like everything is peach and roses. It could look like the opposite, but your behavior has reflected one who is living in liberation of their habits. And so this is going to completely change your entire life. So what do we know about the 7th house and Aries? Aries, where unlike Gemini, is the space of authenticity for friendship with others. For you, it's the space of authenticity for partnerships with others. You have the most original and raw partnerships, the classic and the original. You guys are the original ops. Shout out to the original ops, by the way. You guys started this shit. All right. Aries and Libra were the first haters, the individual versus society, and society hating the individual. And the reason why this is very significant is because now there's a whole new order of individuality. And this is going to, along the next 17 years, come back around to Libra. So the 6th house is behavior. The 7th house is partnership. Pisces is your 6th house. Aries is your 7th house. The purpose of transitioning from 6th to 7th house is as follows. Your lifestyle is what functions a relationship. So if you don't have a life, you can't necessarily support a relationship with someone else who doesn't have a life or someone who has a life. That's why I enjoy my hermit phase. I'm not social. That's Virgo, that's 6th house. I don't really go out. I don't have a routine. So that cuts me off from the 7th house space, and I can just do my own thing without fear of accidentally flirting my way into a relationship. But thankfully, you know what I'm saying, you embody this partnership shit. You are the activist. You are out here. Kendrick Lamar, Libra rising, right? Libra sons like T.I. expeditiously raising the power of a community. And the reason why this is significant is you are integrating the totality of every way you are meant to live the most legendary life. And let me actually source that. That's Saturn, North Node, Venus, Neptune. Like, you're literally reevaluating how you live your life because the universe is blessing you with the right people around this period. And it's like, I wish I could live my life in a certain way, but these motherfuckers just ain't on my level. Oh, it's Libra. I don't mean to snitch on you. Everyone, Libra is definitely thinking about how you're not on their level and how they have to nerf themselves to because Libra balances. That's the whole shtick with Libra. Libra can partner with anybody. Libra is one of those few signs that can partner with anyone because they're Hitch. Every Libra is Hitch, both the man and the woman. Even Hitch was played by Libra. Listen, so Libra will know, unlike Pisces that will shang soon and just match your energetic vibration. He's either a Libra moon. I don't know if he's Libra rising. Libra will actually balance you. So if you're too hot, they'll balance you with the cold. And there's only very few people who can match Libra's level, like Aquarius. That's why Libra loves Aquarius, because Aquarius kind of draws out more of their potential. So, you know what I'm saying? Libra is just damn, I can't live the full potential of this dream life because the people who I'm with don't really match that frequency. They're not on my level. And now you're going to start to see new people who match that level, existing people who are finally getting on that level or fit in that place. And now you're going to reevaluate, oh, wow, okay, now I can actually do this. I believe I can do this because the circumstances are changing. And the new moon that we're going to have in Aries is a new cycle of starting these new raw partnerships before Saturn comes through. For you Libra rising, Saturn coming into Aries is you're going to get prepared for marriage, divorce, business partnerships. It's raising the standards in your partnerships. It's keeping a bodyguard because people are going to get at you. Aries is raw. Aries is the original assassin that's going to try and come through with Mars and just equalize. So you need to guard yourself from these savages. Okay, be careful, Libra. Be careful. My bad. But the reason why that's important, once again, how many times did I say the reason why? Standing integrity, yes. This is going to really soft launch your preparation for victory. In the summer, we're going to have Jupiter in Cancer. I might as well just show you this. And Jupiter in Cancer is going to mark your reign, your literal reign. Like you're going to complete an evolution cycle. You started 2017, blah, 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 astrological jargon, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And this is going to push you forward. Jupiter in Gemini is like medicine student or medical student who is doing residency, and then once it goes into Cancer, now they're starting they're completing and expanding their legacy, stepping into the work that they've learned in school. And this is going to coincide with Saturn establishing a 2.5-year testing of standardization of your partnerships, weeding out bum ass motherfuckers who just cannot match with you. If you have any bums, Saturn's gonna kill them. So or like it sucks. You can get yourself killed fucking with the wrong person. That's why you're gonna be very sensitive with Neptune and being able to see through the root core of their spirituality, which is vague to say. So let's just say their delusion or imagination. And then Jupiter in Cancer is going to begin to expand the liquidity around your success. It means you're going to level up your career by the summer. So who are you going to move up this ladder with by the time you get to July? All right. And I think this is exciting because the people who you move forward with Jupiter in your 9th house are going to complete, right, this fulfillment of your way of life, the true meaning of what you want to show people, how it is you interpret the law expressed through your actions with other people. All right. So I hope you enjoy that. And this is your last year, Libra. They're going to come to you. They're going to come for you. You need to talk to Virgo, because Virgo is still out here with the kunai knives. Like, you niggas can't fuck with me. I really do this. I'm really in these streets. It's admirable. Y'all really thought Virgo was soft. Virgo has a few bodies. It's insane. So like, Libra, be very careful. I know you're going to be good, but like, trust me, this is your last year. This is your last year. Okay. Anyway, Aquarius. How do we make sense? Aquarius rising, Aquarius sun. How do we make sense of this transit, which Aries being 60 to 90 degrees from your aqua sun and moon, or 3rd house from your aqua rising, natal or progressed, is the point of your attitude, the first point of perception where you begin to make sense of a perspective. Well, considering that you have begun your 20-year awakening process to take over all of humanity, not like the way you did before that sparked every revolution and war known to mankind, but I think in the way you're going to do now, that's probably going to spark every variation of sex doll and AI, I mean artificial intelligence, that has ever exists. I truly do believe that after this period, world wars will be fought in metaverses, where you have to actually just play a video game, because if not, you know what I'm saying? That sounds absurd now, but maybe it'll sound absurd later as well. But yes, Aquarius, I'm not going to really sugarcoat it. I'm on to you. I know that you're planning to take over the world with the generation of crash outs born 95 to 2008. And I know there's nothing we can do to stop you. So I think this Ready Player One Aries season is you really coming into a powerful activation of your language. You know what I'm saying? You see how they're lying? You see how they're trying to hide it? He's like, oh, Peace Dealer doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just saying things. You see? They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know they're planning a Viltrumite invasion in front of your face. These people are geniuses. Do you think they just walk amongst us mortals like they're one of us? Do you know they clown us every day? about how insignificant our knowledge is and how much we don't know as much as them and how they're going to awaken soon and just change the whole world structure. I'm done. You want to say I'm just talking? That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, this Aries season is you kind of coming to terms with what your alien language is. What is the language of takeover? I mean, what is the language of authenticity? You know what I mean? Like, what is this original idea? What is the mindset that you're going to set for the rest of the year? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. And now this is a really cool way to see this. Jupiter in your 5th house in Gemini is like giving birth to a new child and having to deal with the shift of perspective that comes with that. But it's also like expanding your creative talents and leveling them up to a level that you haven't expressed before, right? Let's say your inner child is leveled up. What is Aquarius's talent? Gemini. So they love talking. They love to talk. But unlike Gemini, where we just say everything or anything, they know what they're saying. So they like their mind to be stimulated. And this is through writing, right? If you think that Aquarius is the narrator, and they don't tell you this, so I might be snitching by saying this, but like when they write stuff down on paper, because they're supernatural, their real-time process of writing down their intentions actually manipulates reality itself. I wouldn't even say manipulates, it reflects in reality. So they can write down, the person in front of me so joyfully tripped over their face and then landed on a couch. And then they see it happen in real life and then they laugh. Like, this is just the level of diabolical these people are. They're going to tell you that I'm lying and that they don't do that. And they're not even, and it's not true. Like an Aquarius and a Sagittarius will just like be at a club and they'll just laugh. They'll be like, Aquarius will be like, ha ha, ha, watch. These two are going to get in the fight and he's going to whoop this person's ass. Watch. 3, 2, 1. And it just happens. And then it's like, you guys just created this chaos just for your amusement. And it's like, what kind of people are you? And Sag is like, I see, you knew it. And of course, like, I knew it. And it's just like, who does that? Who does that? Those two were actually having a good time until you just knew that they were going to fight. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's good, but I mean, I'm sorry. These are the humanitarians. So like they've leveled up this ability, which is not a disability, but they've leveled this up and it's somehow not supposed to be terrifying. But like, yes, y'all are the only two who'd cry laughing in front of an entire pandemonium situation with bottles being thrown in the air and Aquarius and Sag are just dodging like, I knew it. It's like, dude, what the hell? What the heck? Jesus. Okay. Well, yeah. So there's that with popcorn in hand. And well, what is the best way to show that I have completed the evolution of my talents? It's going to reflect in my mind state. My mind state is going to reflect how much more talented I am. So your 3rd house are your abilities and your 5th house are your talents. And your 6th house is the techniques that puts together your abilities and applies your talent. So if you leveled up your idea around how talented you are, which is why I'm excited to hear albums and work from Aquarius this and next year, well, you will have reflected that in your abilities. So the Mercury and the Venus retrograde back into Pisces of your money house, which is beyond diabolical, the potential of money you're going to be making for the rest of your life on this earth and probably beyond. This is having you really change the potency and attitude, the rawness of your attitude. Translation, you're going to be talking so much more shit than you've ever been talking, because now you can manifest anything you've ever wanted just by believing it and snapping your fingers. And if it sounds delusional, that's because there's no facet of how you manifest right now that in any way makes even the closest to logical sense. It's almost anti-logic. It's almost like you can go out of your way to just kind of make it make less sense, and it's still going to manifest, because this represents the unshakable belief you have in your value, which extends beyond everything that exists. And that just sounds beyond pretentious, but you're really like that. So I really do want to model this Saturn, Neptune, North Node as not only unlocking a 10-year contract of a whole world of wealth that you'll be able to just grab out of your imagination and manifest, but now you're reevaluating your attitude, because it's like, holy shit, I really do got it like that. Yo, you can't fuck with me. I got everything. And it's like, you already talked like that, but now you're coming into a deeper understanding of how much more you got like that. And so you could talk even more shit, and you want it to be raw. You want it to be gutter. You want it to be nasty. You want it to be like, no. Even though you are the highest nobility, and such attitude might look a certain way, but you can pull it off because you're the king and queen of cool. So Leo is the king and queen of awesome, and Aquarius is the king and queen of cool. This is a really good representation of Aquarius that I like to say. Aquarius is like the librarian, right? Normally you see a librarian, you might think they're boring. Aquarius is like the librarian, and this is a library of life. And every book exists in this library. The book of your life, the book of this person's life, a book about any subject. And so Aquarius is like the librarian. Normally you go to the library, you go to the librarian and you're like, hey, I'm looking for this book about flowers. And the librarian is, could you tell me exactly what the book is? And then you're like, oh, it's called this. And then the librarian takes some time. Here, I got the book, right? Aquarius is like the librarian. So you go to the library and you're like, hey, can I get this? And they interrupt you. Let me guess. You want that book on flowers, don't you? Hold on. I got a better one for you. Boom. And they already know the book you want and need. In fact, if you tell them, hey, do you know what was on page 86? Oh, the flowers emit a very phosphorus structure, and you're able to smell the gasoline from the photosynthesis and mitochondria that allows you to sniff the buds of the polar opposite of the solar systems. And they're able to like really just know, they know their stuff. Some Aquarians have specialized knowledge. So there's certain sections of the library that they know really well. And then you have certain Aquarians that know every single book in the library. They know where it is. They know how to get it. Okay. You're not wrong. Come on, son. Sniff the butts of the solar system. They'll say that exact thing, and people be like, you're so knowledgeable. This is why they're the tricksters. Because they know some stuff so much, they can just say whatever, knowing you don't know, and you're still gonna be like, wow, that was so knowledgeable. Wow, you sniffed the body. No solar systems had butts. But Gemini says it. Y'all gonna be like, Gemini, stop talking. You just want attention. And it's just like, really? Wow. Oh my God. Okay. So yes, this is the final part of activation before we integrate in Taurus and you land your spaceship. And by the time we get to Cancer, which is by the summer going to evolve your lifestyle, this is you, of course, setting the abilities and attitude that you will further integrate into how you feel you should live your life when Jupiter evolves your 6th house. But yeah, Chiron and the full moon we're going to have is going to give you a social context, a sociological and social context and balanced understanding of how raw your attitude is and what you can get away with saying, because the moon in Libra and the full moon is going to be like, oh, when I say this, they get this angry. And when I say this, they get this angry. Okay, I'm going to save this for later. Oh, okay, I can even get away with saying this. Now they dumb as fuck. They don't even know that I completely diss them. All right, I'm going to keep this one. And it's just going to be ultimately diabolical. And I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. And yeah, it's going to really connect with the way you will apply this new language update to your current existing talents, which are evolving. And with Mars, that's tying all this together, and the way you feel you desire, you want to live your lifestyle, it's going to prepare for you to bring the blicky to other people when it goes back into Leo by the end of Aries season. And you're going to be stepping and you're going to really be going back all the people who were talking shit the past 6 months, like you forgot, and be like, what was you saying? What you motherfuckers was talking shit, saying that I quit the rap battle and that blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so we'll see. Okay, authenticity is the name of the game, bro. And you are Aries' best friend. I'm going to tell you a secret. Aries and Aquarius are literally the same person. They're both antisocial too. Aquarius is just the Aries that actually knows what they're doing. And Aries is the Aquarius that really doesn't give a fuck. Well, they both don't give a fuck. But Aries is the Aquarius that doesn't need to know what they're doing. They just do it. And then Aquarius is the Aries that actually knows what they're doing. They're virtually the same. They're virtually the same. Aquarius is just the Aries that knows what they're talking about. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. Like, take an Aries, have that Aries actually know everything they're saying. Boom, they're an Aquarius now. And that's why I love Astrolata, because she's the Aqua rising Aries. So like it's like the double fusion. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. Okay, it is what it is. And that's why Aqua is Aries' best friend, because everything that Aqua wants to do, Aries is already doing it. Aries speaks Aqua's language of action, and everything that Aries is doing, Aqua is the tech guy behind, like, are you on the scene? All right, there's 5 people on top of you. I'm going to neutralize their lasers. Ding, 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 boom. And then Aries, boom, 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 boom. It's a divine combo. Yes, that is amazing. It's pretty lit. Pretty lit. It's pretty lit. So, like, yeah, the knowledge behind the action and the action that expresses the knowledge. Boom. And there you have it. And then Aquarius's best friend is a literal terrorist named Sagittarius. So I can't really co-sign that. That's just, we already talked about that. That's just dangerous for no reason. But like, there we go. So that's all I got for this week. What you want to do, take a seat. You know how we do it. It's complete. I'ma get it popping with the eat. All right, y'all. Stand on your word. Live that word. Become the living word. Take over this Aries season. Let people talk shit. Tell them to put it on their life. And if they do, say, got them. And if they don't, that's why they a bitch. Y'all stay blessed as always. And until next time.